Have you ever wondered what it's actually like to attend one of these big product launch events? Well, when xTool invited me over to Berlin for the launch of the brand new O1 Omni UV Printer, I knew this was an opportunity I just couldn't turn down. Not because I was excited to see the new machines, but because this was actually my first ever create a launch event. After landing in Berlin, I headed straight to the venue. Walking up to the entrance, I started realizing this wasn't just another product launch. There were creators from all over Europe arriving, resellers, artists, members of the xTool team, and inside pretty much every xTool machine you could imagine. And I'll be really honest with you guys, walking in for the first time was actually a bit nerve-wracking. So we are at the event right now and I've just checked in and you can see I am absolutely surrounded by machines. Here's some of them. The majority of them are in the back above me there. So the goal is here, you can see all the things that have been created, but there are also so many blanks, which I'll show you over here. You can see you can take your own blanks. And I think I've seen maybe 6, 7 UV printers so far. And you can basically just take your own thing and put your own design on it. There's also clothing here. There's an engine inside of it. There's some really, really cool things. So we're going to be moving on to the actual interview soon, which I'm really looking forward to. Once I'd got myself checked in and found my bearings, it didn't take long before the scale of the event really became obvious to me. There were hundreds of people there and everywhere you looked, there was something going on. The day officially began with Jason Wang, the CEO of xTool, taking to the stage. This event was all about the launch of the brand new xTool O1 Omni UV Printer. The keynote wasn't just about announcing another machine. Jason spent a lot of time talking about something that I actually thought was quite interesting. His vision for xTool isn't simply building tools, it's about encouraging more people to become makers, for creating things, starting businesses, learning new skills, and giving people the confidence to build something by themselves. That message really set the tone for the rest of the day.
Yeah, we are so proud to introduce xTool O1 Omni Printer. We call it Omni Printer. It's because I think this is the first printer that can print on nearly any object, any surface, soft or hard.
Listening to Jason speak, I honestly didn't think I'd get the chance to actually sit down and interview him, but that's exactly what happened next. After the keynote, everyone spread out across the venue. People started trying the machines, talking to engineers, testing different products and creating things. And while all of that was going on, I decided to ask a slightly ambitious question. Would it be possible to interview Jason? To my surprise, the answer was yes. Now, rather than asking generic marketing questions, I wanted to ask things I genuinely thought you would want to know, including one question about the future and whether there were also any exciting new products already being worked on behind the scenes. Let's see what Jason had to say. So we have Jason here from xTool. Jason is the CEO of xTool. And first of all, I want to thank you for all of the amazing products you make. So I'm an engineer myself, and I know you started off as an engineer. So
yeah,
I know how hard it must be stepping away from being an engineer, because we ultimately love that creation and that ability to be able to just go and do all those things. But I love the fact now that you're having the influence with xTool and you're bringing out so many new products. And the first question I would like to ask you is the speed that xTool's releasing products. It's so amazing. But
yes.
One thing I noticed, and I've been doing so many tutorials for people online, is the quality is staying the same. So as a company, how do you ensure that all of your products, even though they're being developed fast, maintain the high reputation and the high production quality of an xTool product?
Actually, I directly manage our R&D team, and the philosophy or the principle of our R&D is speed. Yeah, we know that speed is very important. And in order to make us speed fast, I think the first thing is that you need to make the decision, the big decision fast and correct. Yeah, so in the company, I don't have the office. I sit with other people in a very big room. So if they have some question about production or about product definition, they just come to my seat. We may spend several minutes and finish our talk. Yeah, so first
Yeah.
is that we make the decision making process very fast. And another thing is like, so we have our own factory. So this means that from engineering prototype to mass production. So this process is so if we have our own factory, we can make it shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing is like, and the most important thing is I think is we have very good engineer.
Yes.
Very motivated engineer. Yeah, they are working hard and they listen to the customers. You know, we have a system, we have a software inside of the company. We collect all the public discussions about the our customer talking about the our product.
Yeah.
So we realize so we collect every day like how customers are talking about the product, what's the complaint, and what the functions they like, what functions they don't like, everything. So this will help we make the right direction
Yeah.
on product iteration. Yes.
That's brilliant. And one comment I would make to that is, as someone who's been beta testing the UV printer, you know, I've been going back and forth with your software team, and they are absolutely brilliant at adapting, and they're so quick to fix the problems or they're not problems, but implement any improvements that we suggest. And that's a real credit to the company, and I really, really like that. So I'll ask you one more question, because I know you're a very busy man. So as I said, xTool have been releasing so many amazing machines, and lately the M2, the Wonder Press, the UV, which I've got all of them, and I've been loving all of them. And I would love to know, what can you tell us a little bit about the future of xTool, and can you give us any information of any machines that might be on the horizon that we can expect?
Sure, we will have very fantastic laser machines. So M2 is a machine like it's very easy to use but the price is very good.
Yes.
But actually, you know, it always stand out for the highest technology. So we will have some kind of laser machines that stand for the highest technology.
The flagship, the big one.
Yeah, flagship.
Yes.
Laser machines. So every year we will have 5 or more new machines released.
That's absolutely incredible. Well, I want to thank you for your time. And as someone who makes videos helping others use your machines, I just want to say, please keep doing the amazing work. You know, you give me the opportunity to really do my passion, which is helping people. So thank you so much, Jason.
Thank you.
It's great to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Getting the opportunity to interview Jason was definitely one of the highlights of the day for me. As somebody who's spent the last couple of years making tutorials from my workshop in the UK, sitting down with the CEO of xTool wasn't something I'd imagined doing a few years ago. But once the interview had finished, it was finally time to properly explore everything that the event had to offer. So that was a really great opportunity to interview Jason there. And as you can see, there are more exciting machines coming from xTool. And personally, I'm very excited because it means more videos I can make helping people. Let me know in the comments as well, guys, what you think those new machines that Jason was talking about could be. Take a look behind me. You can see there are scores of creators, media, everything you can think of. They're all here looking at the UV printers that are in the background. So I am going to start going around now, and these blanks on this shelf, there's more there. I'm going to start taking them to the machines and trying to make stuff. I've got to make the most of it while I'm here, and hopefully someone can teach me a thing, because it's nice to learn. I've got a lot to learn. I always accept that. So let's go and take a look. Now, one of the things that genuinely surprised me was just how good some of the finished products actually looked. It's one thing seeing promotional photos online, but seeing everything in person is completely different. Some of the textured artwork was incredible, the color reproduction looked fantastic, and it definitely gave me plenty of ideas for future products once I get back home and get back on my own machine. And everything I have produced up to this point is great, but there were some inspirational items here that really gave me some new ideas. Of course, the biggest attraction throughout the day was the brand new O1 Omni UV Printer itself. There were multiple machines running all day long, giving creators the chance to get a close look and ask questions directly to the engineers. And although it was incredibly busy, I still managed to spend some time around the machines capturing footage and seeing some of the features demonstrated. One thing that really stood out to me was just how many different applications people were already finding for it. From textured artwork to promotional products to personalized gifts, it was clear this machine is aimed at makers who want far more than just flat printing. Another accessory that attracted a lot of attention was the rotary attachment. I know that's something a lot of people have already been asking me about, and I only managed to capture a little footage of it during the event because it was constantly surrounded by people, but it's definitely something I'm looking forward to testing properly in the future. One thing I hadn't really appreciated before coming to Berlin was just how valuable these events are for meeting other people just like me. Throughout the day, I got the chance to chat with creators all over Europe, people I'd only ever spoken to online before. There were artists, there were resellers, there were members of the xTool's team, and everyone was really welcoming and really enthusiastic and passionate.
We have got Thomas here from Poly Workshop, the man himself, the legend.
Oh yeah.
Check out his channel if you want some really great reviews.
It was also really great to finally meet Thomas from Poly Workshop in person. We've spoken online plenty of times, but it's completely different actually meeting face to face. And that is one of the biggest benefits of events like this. You build relationships that simply don't happen over messages, and it allows you to get your minds together and come up with some amazing ideas. And that is really, really amazing in itself. Now, although the O1 Omni was obviously the star of the show, I couldn't resist taking a look at the metal fab as well. I'd never actually seen one working before, and watching it produce a bottle opener from sheet metal right in front of me was genuinely impressive. It's one of those machines that's difficult to appreciate until you're standing right beside it.
So we are with the metal fab machine, and we have just made our very own bottle opener. And as you can see, it looks absolutely amazing. I'll be using that for some drinks tonight.
Before I knew it, the day was coming to an end. I'd spent hours walking around the venue, speaking to people, trying out machines, filming as much as I possibly could, and making sure I didn't miss any opportunities. Looking back, I honestly don't think I could have squeezed much more into the day. The following morning, before heading back to the airport, I had a couple of hours to explore Berlin. I'd never really seen much of the city before, so it seemed like the perfect opportunity. Walking around, it gave me a chance to reflect on everything that had happened over the previous day. Coming into this event, I honestly didn't know what to expect. It was my first creator launch event. I'd never interviewed the CEO of a company before. I'd never attended anything on this scale, but looking back, I'm really, really glad I came. Yes, seeing the new O1 Omni was exciting. Yes, getting the opportunity to interview Jason was a huge highlight. But for me, the biggest takeaway wasn't actually the machines. It was the people, meeting other creators, learning from their experiences, building new relationships, and even having a few people come up to me and tell me they'd been watching my videos. Honestly, that means so much to me, I can't tell you how. Every event like this teaches you something. I came here hoping to learn more about the O1 Omni, but I left with a lot more than that. New ideas, new inspiration, new friendships, and a much better understanding of what these events are really all about. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along with me and getting a little behind the scenes look of what it's actually like to attend an event like this. If you've got any questions about the O1 Omni UV printer or anything at all you've seen throughout this video, let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.